a breathtaking trip with Top Travel, brought to you by Halls and the power of menthol. Refresh, refocus, Halls. Breathe for it. Ungapheli umoya. Last week on Top Travel, we discovered an escapist treasure in Kenya's Lamu Island. This week, we head down Africa's east coast, learn to surf in Coffee Bay, wellspring of Osa culture and home to the legend of Hole in the Wall. We holiday in a real-life sandcastle and board down the dunes. Hey, you lovely people, I'm Anesu and
Fez and Anesu here.
And you're watching
Top Travel.
We are here in the beautiful Eastern Cape. There are unspoiled beaches, rugged coastlines, and there really is no guessing where the Wild Coast gets its name.
We have so much in store for you, from a hole in the wall to a sandcastle and the amazing people who live in this area. But listen, can you hear that? The ocean is calling us.
Oh, I hear it.
People are waiting.
Let's go!
One of the iconic spots in Eastern Cape is Coffee Bay.
Coffee Bay is so named because of a shipwreck that was passing through and unfortunately lost its cargo of coffee beans. When the coffee beans washed onto shore, they actually germinated, making lots of the lush greenery that the locals then named this area after. Now, the trees might not still be here, but the name has stuck.
And I mean, I can feel that little buzz that's there. I'm not saying that there's caffeine in there, but it is Coffee Bay. So you have to come here with that energy.
The great thing about Coffee Bay in particular is that its beaches are really unspoiled and you get to experience a bit of the culture. I mean, where else can you surf and watch cattle enjoying a stroll along the beach too? You really see how the locals live their lives while also being able to have a little bit of a beach moment as well.
I've never surfed before, somebody has, so I'm thinking, why not do it with a semi-pro?
Yeah, you know, you've got me by your side, but we've also got our instructor, Kyle, who's going to show us the ropes a bit. So looking forward to maybe catching some waves, a couple of falls too. That's what it's all about.
I'm definitely catching falls.
Feeling a little nervous then, Kize?
I mean, the ocean breeze is great. I always like falling, right?
No, it's all about having fun. But first, breathe for it. Refresh and refocus. Feeling ready?
Surf's up.
Hey, what's up, Kyle?
How's it, Fizz?
Nice, bro.
That's good, bro.
How's it going, Kyle? Good, man.
Okay, you guys ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. I think Fez needs a few tips, but I think I also need a little bit of some brushing off. So.
Okay, no worries, some encouragement. So firstly, guys, the sharks in Coffee Bay are all vegetarian, so don't worry about the sharks. For surfing, it's great. The water's warm, the waves are good. It's a great place to start your surfing career.
Okay, it is my first time, Kylo, so any pointers for me?
Never fight the ocean, take your time. It's all about having fun. You learn more when you have more fun.
And when it comes to like surfing, properly standing up and things, is there a technique that you have to get Fez and myself there?
Of course, Fez might be a little bit more tough, but it looks like he's built for it.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
The average water temperature is 20 degrees and the waves offer an easy ride for beginners. And so, Fez began his first day of surf school.
I just need to remember all of these little details, but this isn't school, this is an art form, it's a sport, you gotta feel it as well. Enough of the talking, let's
catch some waves!
Let's surf. Okay, where's my board?
The water just comes up to your waist and gets deeper so gradually that it's the perfect classroom for learner surfers. I let the first few waves just pass me by, always good to just check out the scene. And then it looks like there's a goodie. So I line myself up, try to remember everything that Carl's taught me, and we're riding the wave, we're going, then I fall off. After catching my first wave, I turn around to catch a few more and I see Fez doing his thing. Now you can tell he's not quite in his element. This is his first time, but I'm always just so proud and impressed by Fez. He's got a go-getter attitude. He doesn't let a fear of the unknown get him down and he gets right into it.
Carl is like the sensei. His arms behind his back. He keeps giving little bits of advice, you know. And I love that he actually made it more relevant to me. He was like, it's kind of like a squat. It's like a squat. So I just need to be able to use my center of gravity and push through. Look at that. I'm pretty much standing. It's like half a second. It counts. Sometimes looking silly initially leads you down the path of something you truly fall in love with. And surfing is something I've always thought about. I've seen Ness doing it, so I thought maybe I'd give it a chance. And listen, I might have fallen. Everybody might be laughing at me right now, but maybe one day I might become a surfer, huh?
You are a surfer now.
Kawabanga. Kawabanga, that's how surfers say it. We have made a grand entrance into the Eastern Cape and especially Coffee Bay. Now it's time for us to move into the land and see the people of the land and the culture it has to offer. I'm cleansed. The water makes me feel fresh. Let's go to it.
Yeah. When you want to refresh, refocus, and breathe for it in Coffee Bay, you grab a board and hit the surf. Coming up, it's all sticks and stones sparring for bragging rights, and I make a mean amaheo. Refresh, refocus. Take on the thrill of the ocean. Halls, breathe for it. Ungapeli umoya. Less than 300 people live here in Coffee Bay, and life remains traditional.
Well, what a way to start the morning, surfing into the Eastern Cape. And now we're here at Gheni. We're going to be able to come together and meet some of the people who live in this area and truly appreciate what they have to offer.
I have such fond memories of visiting my own father's homestead, learning his ways of life, and being able to be out here and to learn from these people, how they collect water, how they live off the land, I think is a very valuable lesson of some things we may have forgotten that we maybe need to bring back.
One of the locals who counts himself among the happy few to call this home is Silas Kalipa.
Welcome to Coffee Bay. Welcome to Gheni. This is my village. This is where I was born.
Can you tell us what a day in the life of living in this area is like?
Yeah, it's still very traditional because the land is ruled by our traditional chiefs here. So there is a chief, there is a headman, and then there's a community. We make fires inside the huts. We cook in the pots outside. We carry water on our heads, and we also have grinding stones. Like my grandmother left over a grinding stone, which my mother still uses even today.
Wow, these traditions are golden, and I would love to learn some of them from your mother. Would that be all right with you?
I'm sure, yeah, you are welcome.
How about I go and learn how to stick fight? I mean, somebody has to do it, and then you can go see all the traditional things.
That sounds good. You'll find me in Ma's house. We'll find him in the field.
Fez was like a kid at Christmas, and I wasn't about to pass up this chance at learning an artisanal recipe.
Molweni.
Mamas, molweni.
Ninjani. Ndiyaphila.
Anesu uzosibona bekhaya. So this is my mom.
Hello, Mama. Silas, I'm aware that as a woman, there's probably a side of the home where I should sit.
That's correct. Normally, when you come in, you go behind the door. That's the lady's side. The men sit always on the left side because there could be that a woman is giving birth behind the door. So there's always a men's side and a woman's side when you come into a Xhosa home.
Okay, great. So I can take that treasured seat right next to your mother then?
Right there, you're welcome. You can sit down. Now that you are sitting, nice next to Mama, I'm gonna go take care of Fez.
Thank you, Silas.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me in your home, Ma. I'm happy to be here. I've heard that you make maheu. Would you be able to teach me?
Uze endaweni elight apha. Ayafundiswa apha amahewu. Ayenziwe ke amahewu. Izitoli zelitye. Lathiywa nguma. Lalifunwa nguma phaa elwandle. Wathi ulitshiya kwakhe wathi mandilithathe. Ndathatha ndaguba kulo.
To know that this grinding stone provides so many different meals and sustenance to this family, it's almost like Ma's ancestors are looking after her in this way by passing on these rituals and also this grinding stone.
I was getting it firsthand.
uzawuthatha umbona ufakwe elityeni kunembokodo imbokodo ikhona phaa ubani usithi amanzi uphatha izandla imbodwa le mayingaphuncuki gube ya uzawugqiba ke ngoku nanokwenza amarhewu abe setyiwa ke ngoku.
Wow, you can see how quickly this grinding stone makes the corn into a very, very fine powder for the margeu.
Iyafuna? Yeah.
So, Ma's already put the corn on there for me. I know she wets her hands. Namanzi. So. I'm getting laughs, so I don't know whether that's a good thing or whether my technique is off. At least I'm entertaining Ma. She says, I know how to guba. I actually remember her picking up the stone. She says it's good. Trying to get that sound as well. Ma's clearly laughing because this rock is slipping out of my hands. I'm definitely today's entertainment. I think they're going to be talking about this for a long time.
Meanwhile, Dr. Mkhize was taking a trip down memory lane.
I've had my share of herding cows when I was younger. I didn't learn the basic tips. I kind of went on intuition, so I can't wait for Silas to show me exactly what we're supposed to do. As we're walking down, I can't help but appreciate the ocean view on my left. I mean, I've herded cows inland before. I've never had the roaring of the sea as the backdrop for everything that's going on. This is such a beautiful experience.
Medicine is an essential service and Fez is proud of his profession, but he does still envy the farm life.
No, Silas, I can see you've been doing this since you were a young man. Can you tell me the significance of cattle in your culture?
Cattle to us are a symbol of a manhood. A man without cows doesn't get much respect in our village. So if you look at this one here, this is Wabizwa, one of my father's first cattle that I've been looking after. She has now 4 calves of her own, plus the first one that she gave birth to she has a grand calf as well now. So it's like very important to us. And so a cow like this one, you do not sell or trade even to get a wife, you keep it at home. Cows are a symbol of like money. Our fathers, they never believed in banks. They always keep their cattle. That is the way they save money. So for us, that's money.
The beauty of culture where you actually have livestock and you appreciate them in the way that Silas is talking about is that you do name them. Obizwe has a special place in his heart because his eyes light up as he describes how she's given them so much more, just as a single cow who has now sired other cows and filled his household with wealth. It's a beautiful thing to see. Now, I know we've been using these sticks to move the cattle around and make sure that they're going the right way. Are they just to actually move them around, or do they have any other use? Because in Zulu culture, we do also have fighting sticks that are kind of similar to this.
These are imingai. Imingai is basically to make sure your cows, especially when you're crossing roads, that they know to go this direction. And sometimes you throw this one in the front, so the one who's leading them, like Wabizwa, this is the leader of my family cattle. It is how we would direct them with these sticks. And also we use them for a little bit of stick fighting.
Hey, so you do stick fight?
We do stick fight.
Because in Zulu culture, there are the two. There's the attacking stick and the defending stick. Upoko, and then of course the attacking stick is the other one that you use. Is it similar in the Xhosa culture?
It's very similar. But you guys cheat. You put a piece of skin. We don't have that. We just use imingai straight away.
Okay, listen, let me find out the way that you do it so that I can say I know both ways. Can you show me how to hold them, and maybe you can show me the tricks of the trade?
Okay, mostly you want to hold in the middle.
In the middle.
This is your protection one. Okay, so when a man hits you like this, you can protect your head.
Protect the head.
And then when he tries to hit you in the leg, they want to hit you in the knee, so you fall down. So you do protect like this, and you always move your knee up, so to protect yourself. And as you do that, you always make sure that Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Sometimes you can trick a man. You can act like you're going down and then go on the top.
Very top.
Yeah.
Smooth movement.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm somebody who learns on the job. So how about we put these to the test? Let's see what they can do. Aye, come through. Hey, Usilas isn't holding back. When he's hitting me, I'm having to make sure that I'm parrying. Oh, watch my leg, comes down there, okay? Okay, I have to apply pressure. Okay, attack. Ah, he's too good for me. Keep saying kupela. It basically means that I'm hitting him on his hand, which I'm not supposed to do. That's why we have shields in the Zulu culture. And I think they're generally gentlemen and make sure that they don't hit them, and their skill is clearly better than mine because his hand is getting some work. I'm sorry, Sila. As you can see, this man knows his way around some sticks.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much for this, Silas. I think the cows are grazing and we've worked up a bit of an appetite, huh?
Yeah, we have. Anessa was making amachel for us in the village. So let's go see how far are they with that. And then, of course, there's a lot more to do in the village.
Okay. Now it's time to see what Ness has been doing, because I feel like she's probably had a chill time. I've been fighting for my life here. Hey, kuphela.
This is a way of life worth fighting for. Up next, cooking the amacheu I can handle. Learning to carry the water is another question. But to be inducted into the sisterhood, I will do whatever it takes.
Adconapamol is another must-add to any travel bag, as it contains paracetamol for fast, effective relief of mild to moderate pain and fever. So wherever you're headed for the holidays, don't leave home without Adconapamol.
Back at the Millstone, I'd added some wheat flour to the millipap, which sets the fermentation in motion.
Stage 2 of the process. After having our mealie meal ground, we now add some water and start mixing it together to make the foundation of the maheo. After creating the starting mixture, it's time to take it outside onto the fire, into the boiling water, where the mealie meal will now cook, forming that beautiful flavored texture of the maheo. So Ma's allowed me to have a turn in mixing the maheo and water together. And as it heats up, I can feel the consistency starting to change. If you've made pap porridge or pap before, you'll know that the water almost starts to get soupier, thicker. Obviously, we don't want it to be too thick because maheo is a drink after all.
So as not to over-romanticize rural life, I took up Nosanelise Kalipa's offer to teach me how to fetch and carry water.
Anes, uzawubamba elipheyile. Uzoqale uve umzimba wakho uyekelele. Yeah.
Yekelela.
Yekelela. Usawugqiba uyekelela umzimba wakho, uyathwala iemera, ubeka enhloko. Uthwale awuzulibamba ipheyile. Uzoliyekelela qha. Uncekelele so.
Okay.
Uqine intamo. Siyaye epheyileni.
This pail is full of water. I don't even know how much it weighs.
Tsonga.
Wow. She just says Jonga and lets go of the pail. Look at her. Wow, you can see her body adjusting because the wind is blowing and there's water inside there.
Uzothwala so.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah? So this is very heavy. I can feel the water moving inside the pail. So I'm trying to yekelela my body just to accommodate the movement of the water. My neck is definitely taking this. I am shocked at the weight. I mean, Cece made this look effortless, but I can feel my neck cranking, trying to move from side to calibrate. This is not child's play and definitely requires muscle memory of doing this every single day. Let But you made it look so easy.
Yo, ngathi zamwesi.
Okay, let's try and walk. Yeah.
Masihambeni. Hamba kahle.
Hamba kahle.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing pretty well here, guys. I mean, I'm getting somewhere.
Njekelela.
Woo! People would be having to wait for their water for a long time with me, but I'm coming.
Phumla.
Okay, Ma, I think you can take over. Oh! Look how she just takes it. Look at her. I mean, come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you come from?
What is this?
Molo.
You know.
Unjani?
Yeah, ndiyaphila now. We're just here doing our work. Stiffen the neck, loosen the body. That's kind of what I heard you say, huh?
Yeah. You're trying to show me how it's done here, sir.
It's just chilling, you know? Just chilling.
Yakalela. Hold up.
Micro adjustments.
There's hardly any water in here.
Okay, so you know what?
Guy.
I was just trying to help out, but siyabonga inkosi.
A highlight of our visit was the time we spent with the Uvanani Pali cultural group.
This is completing the process now to get the full look. I mean, I might not have the beautiful beadwork and the correct outfit, but makeup, I think, across cultures is really symbolic. And even though I don't usually wear face bead, this is the type of face bead I would don every day. It's things like this that make you really proud to be a young African woman. I think African cultures aren't as celebrated as they should be, and being able to tell these stories and bring life to these beautiful traditions is a wonderful way of me rediscovering who I am and cultivating a sense of pride in that.
The verdict was still out on whether my amaheu made the grade.
Hey! Made some maheu.
Hey, look at that. Thank you. Inkosi.
Thoughts?
Did you make this?
I did.
Wow. No, well done. This is, I mean, have a go this last. What do you say?
This is very good.
Hey, from the man himself.
With a lot of cows.
And a lot of love.
Yes.
A lot of...
Less. It's well done.
Well, I mean, if I get that thumbs up, I'm happy. Enjoy it. We're gonna sing some songs.
Led by Lumka Sicha.
Hello. So, Ma, can you tell us a little bit about the importance of this for Xhosa culture?
Thina singomama abaxhentsayo isinqe sakwantu sinxibe ezintsimbi nje zintsimbi esihombe ngazo ezi sicika ke into ubana kaloku xa ungumfazi womXhosa akufunekanga into ubana isithuba sakho saphezu kombhaco singabi nazo intsimbi kufuneka ubonakala uba ungumXhosa nyhani ube yoko ube nje ufake ezintsimbi.
I'm always amazed at the beauty of cultural outfits. I mean, the intricacy of this beadwork in the necklaces, the bangles, it really is a sight to behold. It's like a wearable artwork.
Sitting with Silas, I can appreciate why he loves his homestead so much. There's so much warmth here. There clearly is a lot of greenery and scenery, but the love is very palpable and everybody looks so good. Wow.
It almost sounds like there's an orchestra behind them. I mean, the drums, the different harmonies, you can feel the emotion of the music and you can't help but start to jig a little bit too.
Abantu siyabafuna bazovizitha kule ndawo yethu ngoba sifuna bazobona iculture yale ndawo ukuba siphila kanjani bazobona lo mixhentso siqhubayo ngoba umxhentso awukho edolophini usezilalini.
The beauty of Top Travel is that we don't try go out there and have the most high-end experience or see the most adrenaline-infused thing. We try to go to a place and find the thing that makes it unique, the heart of whatever that landscape or that area is. And we found so much of it here. There's an abundance, it's overflowing. And I think that's going to be something that I'm going to just have in the back of my mind whenever I think back to Eastern Cape and what it has to offer.
Wow, what an incredible experience. I mean, I knew I was going to love coming to this village and learning about this culture, but I didn't realize how much joy I'd experienced learning from Ma, dancing with the ladies. I mean, my soul is full.
You look beautiful. Look at her. Look at this face. The journey has been phenomenal. You know me, once the music starts going and people are dancing, can't hold myself.
Classic.
Honestly, there's nothing more to say than perfect. Loved everything about this. It's time for us to move along, but my heart is definitely being left here. Pieces are being spread.
Thank you, Silas.
South Africa's people and places are our true wealth. To visit and meet them is to know this. Just ahead, the anticipation reaches boiling point as we climb these ancient cliffs, and nature becomes the storyteller as we learn how this great wall got a hole in it.
Be free to enjoy your travels with citrus soda for relief from heartburn and indigestion. Beat the burn with citrus soda. And remember, citrus soda is also effective in treating the symptoms of urinary tract infections.
Other walls in Coffee Bay are built rondavel style. The only straight one we found has a giant hole in it with a few stories as to how it got there.
Welcome to the viewpoint at the hole in the wall. Eskaleni, meaning the place of noise, is the name of this village. It was named because when the wave crashes through the hole, it makes a whole lot of noise. The hole in the wall was formed by the Impako River, eroded with the ocean. The softest part was in the middle. That's how the hole in the wall was actually formed. An outstanding natural beauty.
I mean, you can hear how loud it is even from here.
On the left side here, we have the boiling point. The boiling point is the rock that fell down in between the two cliffs, and the water just circulates around the rock. It makes that boiling point. It's beautiful.
Mother Nature and her strength is incredible.
Guys, please go enjoy yourselves. It's very safe to swim here. We also have lifeguards, and it was lovely meeting you.
It was awesome.
A great time.
Thank you, Silas.
Yeah.
We've loved being with you. Thank you for showing us around.
There is a reassuring sense of permanence in the people and the land here. Even the trees can live for 5 centuries.
This little grove of trees are so beautiful. They're milkwoods, which have been looked after and preserved. They border just across the beach that leads you to the hole in the wall. And it really is a wonderful sight to see these trees, some of which are over 100 years old.
Wow, it is so beautiful to have the forest open up onto this rocky beach with the turquoise water, hole in the wall, and then the boiling point cliffs right in front of you.
Listen, perspective is everything in life, and this is why we're traveling and seeing everything that we can. But when you're standing up there from the viewpoint, everything looks beautiful and small. When you are here, you realize how small you are in comparison to nature's wonders. I actually want to go see how boiling point looks, huh?
As we're walking up, you slowly start to get clues of what you're about to see. The wind picks up. It almost feels like there's a mist in the air, and you can hear those thunderclaps of the waves smashing against the cliff faces, which is where this entire area gets its name. As we come over the viewpoint, you start to see the boiling point in its majesty, the swirling water, lots of chaos and drama. It really does take your breath away. Whoa.
Listen, this water is
probably not 100 degrees Celsius, but this is definitely a boiling point. The eruption, the bubbling, the spraying of water between these large rocky masses, it's something to see.
I mean, we're not standing all the way at the edge, but you can feel those gusts of wind and sea breeze hitting you in the face. I mean, it's no doubting why the power of the ocean has eroded away at these rocks, creating what we see today. It is phenomenal. The drama.
Spraying me in the face.
Woo! Woohoo!
Do animals share our sense of wonder? The cows seem to be mulling that very question.
We're now directly in front of Hole in the Wall, and this landscape is a feast for the eyes. You have the pebbled beach, sandy beaches as well, the turquoise water, greenery of the surrounding area, and even the rondavels and cows in the distance. It is a naturally made masterpiece.
Definitely a place you need to come to, because it's these two opposing forces almost. The Mbago River coming through this way, feeding into the sea, and then of course the waves crashing against it. Yes, the Hole in the Wall is the result of many, many years of these forces coming together, but you also see the driftwood that comes down the Mbago and then is spewed back by the sea. We really are at a place where everything's moving around. It's amazing. I think it's time for us to get into these waters and actually feel it for ourselves.
Let's dive in.
But before we do, with the Hole in the Wall behind us, I think it's only appropriate that we really take a moment and appreciate everything that's happening. Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna probably be one of the most scenic swims I've done, but I'm sure the water's gonna be chilly, so a hole sounds good.
With the sparkling sea air added to the mix, we felt super refreshed and refocused.
And I'm ready for the swim.
Now let's get in. Okay, so I know the scientific explanation for the Hole in the Wall with the erosion, with the dolerite and the sandstone, but there's the story of the sea deities, Banbomlambo, and of course the beautiful maiden in the coastal lagoon, landlocked.
As the story goes, the sea people fell in love with this maiden, but were not able to get to her because of the cliffs between them. So they enlisted their help of a giant fish, who then created the Hole in the Wall by ramming into it, which swept the sea towards the village and took the maiden away. Now, whether you believe in this story or the tales that Hole in the Wall is a portal to the world of the ancestors is no matter. Either way, it's a beautiful sight to behold, and I think I'm going to stick with believing the story.
It's said the stone arch stands so high you could sail a yacht through it. We'll try that next time.
I've always wanted to explore Hole in the Wall, but seeing it from this viewpoint is a totally different experience. I love how nature is the greatest storyteller, and this landscape really allows you to use your imagination to imagine what this might have looked like thousands of years ago. After our little walk, the ocean feels so refreshing. The water is warm, there's a nice shallow place to swim, and I'm just feeling refreshed and ready for the next part of our journey. I'm so glad that we came here.
If you have kids, you'll want them to see it. Then to bring your grandchildren here too. That also goes for our next stop. Down the coast from Coffee Bay, Sandcastle Luxury Villa is set in a stunning ancient coastal forest about an hour from East London.
Now, I'm a big kid at heart, and Coffee Bay, we didn't have enough time for me to build sandcastles on your beautiful beaches. So why not go to the biggest sandcastle you could find right here in Eastern Cape?
We are here at the legendary Sandcastle Villa, situated beautifully on the east coast. This area is about 5 hours away from the wild coast. It's taken us a while to get here, but we still have those beautiful vistas, lovely coastal cuisine, and I'm looking forward to learning about the differences between Coffee Bay and this incredible part of the country.
Welcome to Sandcastle.
Thank you so much.
I'm Cara.
Well, thank you, Cara.
Lovely to meet you.
Hi, how are you? Thank you. Very well, thanks.
We're loving Top Travel. We're so excited to be a part of it.
Will you show us this beautiful
Absolutely.
villa?
Come on through.
Look at this courtyard already. Is this an acacia tree?
Yes, it's an acacia. So this is our Mexican-inspired courtyard. Great for slightly windier days when you want to enjoy the sunshine, long languid lunches by our solar heated plunge pool over there.
Ooh, I love a plunge pool moment.
So we all. Let's go inside.
Oh my gosh, wow. Look at the Indian Ocean in her splendor. The view just opens up here.
Sandcastle was really born out of my mom's desire to have a little slice of Africa. And the only brief that was given to the architect was that every single room had to be ocean facing. And he basically came up with this concept.
And I love the curved architecture. It's almost like organically shaped. Is this made of real sand?
Yeah, it's made of beach sand right off of our beach here. So very much inspired by the Marlinese granaries, which you see with these big sandcastles going up to the sky. And all of them are functional. So when you walk into them, you're literally walking into a sandcastle.
What's the reason behind all of these different artworks here?
So the villa was very much built around this idea as a celebration of Africa and Africanicity. So we have a deep love of South African art and really wanted to show that off.
Oh, I love this open layout. I mean, it's expansive in here.
Yeah, it's great. You can have your chef cooking away in the open plan theatre kitchen, enjoy a drink in the 270-degree wraparound view lounge. It's a real sense of community and coming together.
Speaking of expansive, these windows are so beautifully placed because the sunlight comes in and you're able to light the space up with natural lighting.
Totally, we had to be really clever with that. Being south-facing, we had to find interesting points and views to capture all the sunlight into the home.
And you've got all of these little nooks and crannies filled with beautiful artwork, and even the light kind of creates its own little mosaics and portraits of its own.
Completely, so every little artwork has been very thoughtfully considered, and that little coelacanth there is from just down the road at the Kiss Karma Arts Project.
These mud pack walls and vibrant African fabrics and tapestries totally put you at ease while firing the imagination. Whatever we may have done right in this life to deserve such spoiling, we were going to make the most of it.
Oh, look at this fireplace.
Look at the views, they translate to the room.
I love this beautiful day bed.
So you're going to be staying in our master suite. It's one of my favorite rooms because you get to wake up overlooking the Wesley Coastal Conservancy, listening to the sound of the waves. The sun rises straight into your room, so you can literally rise with the sun. And I know how important yoga is to you.
Absolutely. Maybe we can do a little bit of a run and stretch on the beach tomorrow morning at sunrise?
Yeah, it sounds like a plan.
As the day drew down, nature was the DJ and her set, just the crashing of waves. Next up, like our ancestors, we brave the waves to harvest mussels for lunch, learn the fastest way down a sand dune, then braai snook with apricot jam. Refresh, refocus, take on the thrill of the ocean. Halls, breathe for it. Unga peli umoya.
Find your wonderful. Jacobs, Wunderbar.
Rising with the sparrows, the payoff was nothing less than 2 Ks of the East Coast all to ourselves.
You get rewarded for getting up early in the morning because you can appreciate everything in this beautiful sunrise light. And yes, our shadows are long because they reflect our spirits. We're growing each and every adventure we go to.
So we didn't have the beach entirely to ourselves, but Chef Anna Middleton was hardly imposing.
What a glorious morning.
Oh, thank you for this. This is a great way to start the day.
It is, certainly. I've noticed that you really love your Jacobs coffee in the morning.
Ah, someone's been watching.
Should I make you some coffee?
We would love that. Thank you, Chef.
Right.
I love Fez's coffee, but prepared by a chef, maybe even better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Coffee and breakfast by the sea. This is wonderful.
Today we will be doing some mussel foraging, so we can do a mussel pot later with our fish fry today.
So we came out here, very hopeful to forage some mussels, but the tide was already coming in, so we knew we were under a time crunch.
These waves look like they mean business today, but we're gonna go out there and just figure it out, you know?
What an experience. Tried to harvest some mussels. I think we got about 5. But hey, now you know how much I love mussels, guys. I went for it. Where is the wild man?
Listen, we've got some mussels. Not all the mussels, but these ones here are worth all of them in the ocean because people are sweating.
That's the price you paid for lunch thousands of years ago when our forefathers gathered mussels. Archaeologist Celeste Booth broke it down for us.
Celeste, the surrounds here are so beautiful, from the flora to the fauna and of course the shell middens scattered across the coast. Could you tell us the archaeological significance of this place?
Shell middens are accumulations of mainly edible marine shell, and they would indicate occupation of past societies, your Khoi pastoralists or your Bushman sort of hunter-gatherer sand populations, and sometimes you'd also find evidence of Iron Age or your Nguni speakers.
Whenever I go to the beach, I love to pick up shells and pebbles, but to learn that these can actually give you clues about the history of a place is blowing my mind.
Where we are at the moment, we find a lot of stone artifacts and not many edible shells. And the stone artifacts are made up of formal tools and some crude tools that they would have used maybe for shucking the shells.
My mom's a history teacher, so I'm always interested in stories and where people come from and hopefully where we're going to be going.
The jury is out on whether our ancestors also surfed these dunes for fun. If they did, then Cara is proudly continuing the tradition.
So we're going to start you off on the bunny slopes today, and then once you're feeling a bit more comfortable, we can hit you up on the bigger dunes. So what we're going to do, you're going to grab the board. You're going to need to know which is your stronger leg. So if you're a right-legged, you're a natural, and if you're left-legged, you're a goofy. So you're going to put that back leg into one of these slots here. You're going to bend your knees, core strength, which we know both of you have, and then you're going to lean back. And if you're feeling very cool, you're going to grab onto the back of the board and just slide down the dunes.
Yeah. Okay, so I've never sandboarded before, and I just need to make sure all of you know that so that when I fall, you don't judge me. Because judging is bad, but it looks like a lot of fun. These dunes aren't too intense, so let's get to boarding.
What better way to explore this incredible landscape of dunes than sliding down them? I'm really looking forward to maybe catching a little bit of speed, feeling a bit cool on the board, holding on to the back, but yeah, we'll see how that goes in real life.
You gotta get the jump so that you can get some speed. Anytime the heart starts racing, you know what we need to say? Hey dear.
What do we say?
We say top travel!
Woo! Top travel! Yeah, man!
It was time to graduate from the bunny slopes.
I feel like I'm having my Lara Croft desert moment, and the speed makes it a little bit difficult to steer, but that's what practice is all about, and I can see that Fez is having the time of his life. Whenever he finds an activity that he enjoys, his face just lights up, and that's exactly what I'm seeing right now.
I was in that sand, becoming one with it, on the board, in it. You can see, proof.
And while we played, Chef Anna had prepped the catch of the day to add to our meager catch of mussels.
I'm always down for a good braai, but I can clearly see this one is going to be different to what I'm used to. What are we going to be making today?
Absolutely. We are going to grill some snoek with apricot jam, butter, some fresh lemon leaves. And then we're going to do a creamy garlic mussel pot.
Okay, this sounds like an elevated braai, so I've got my apprentice hat on.
You are ready to go.
I'm going to learn.
Right, so we are keeping it inside the foil so we can save all the lovely juices. Takes about 6 minutes from the bottom and then 6 on top, so about 12 minutes.
Ooh, that is a quick braai.
I got another chapter in. Everybody was happy.
You can do the honors.
Okay.
Take the lid off.
Presenting to you, El Snoek.
Look at that.
Beautiful, the sizzle.
All we need now is a dash of lemon juice.
Ooh.
And voila.
Here we go.
It's ready to take off. I'm sure Anesu can smell the aroma from there. I think she's getting hungry.
What a catch! What a catch! Yes, smell that.
Oh, yum!
You're gonna make our creamy garlic mussel pot.
Ooh.
Take a cast iron pan, we're gonna place it on the grill, get it nice and hot, and then we're gonna saute some onions to caramelize a little bit to golden brown, and then we're gonna add our cream.
Okay, at this point I was finding lunch a lot more interesting than my book.
And then you can add your mussels right now.
Okay, this is the most important part. Mussels go right in there. These look so fresh, so big.
They look amazing.
I wonder if Chef is using some of our mussels that we shot.
Okay, so now we're just gonna top these creamy mussels with a little bit of Italian parsley and some fresh dill. Voila.
This looks incredible. So what did you help cook?
So the snook, it's got some lemon leaves that give it that citrusy smell, as well as just the lemon that's squeezed on there and the saltiness from the snook.
Yummy.
And the mussel. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you what went in here, but I know you're gonna like it.
Okay. Our stay here at the Sandcastle has felt like nothing short of a fairy tale. I know my inner child has been shouting out in glee, living out her fairy tale dreams, and being so close to the ocean has given this a really unique stay for us as well.
In between cruising on dunes, getting to increase my recipe book, it has been nothing short of phenomenal. And of course, I got a big sandcastle. It was great.
Breathe for it with Halls. Refresh and refocus with a trip of a lifetime. Stand your chance of winning a trip to Amsterdam with 2 return economy tickets on KLM Royal Dutch Airlines and 20,000 Rand spending money. KLM invites you to take a seat on board. Enjoy the snacks and drinks that are included in your ticket, charge your phone, connect to Wi-Fi, or watch a movie. To enter, tell us what you love most about traveling. Comment on Top Travel's competition social posts using hashtag TopTravelTV, hashtag TravelWithKLM, and hashtag Halls Breathe for it. T's and C's apply. Join us again next week as we're on an Eastern Cape safari, chilling with the rhino, planting the miracle speckboom to bring the land back to life. Then it's onto the garden route to tube the Storms River, free fall over Plet, and cook with those trailblazers of flavor, the Salt Chefs.
Another feel-good production.